Good morning to all. Myself Dr. Neha Desai, Assistant Professor in Department of Chemistry, RBNB College, Sri Rampur. In the last lecture, we have started with the instrumentation part of spectrophotometry. So, in case of instrumentation, we have discussed about the source of radiation, that is the tungsten filament lamp. It is most commonly used source of radiation. Then, apart from this, we have discussed about the cuvette and we have discussed about the monochromators, that is the prisms or diffraction gratings which are used as the monochromator. Now, apart from this, the next part is the detectors. Basically, what is the role of a detector? A detector is a device which converts the radiant energy into the electrical energy. So, a detector is a device which converts the radiant energy into the electrical energy. So basically, as far as the spectrophotometer is concerned, there are three types of the detector. So the first one is the photovoltaic cell, then the second one is the phototube, and the third one is the photomultiplier tube. So the three different types of detectors, they are first one is the photovoltaic cell, then the second one is the photoemissive tubes or simply known as phototubes, and the third one is the photomultiplier tube. So these are the three different types of detectors which are used in spectrophotometry instrumentation. So we will begin with the first one, that is photovoltaic cell. So what is mean by photovoltaic cell? Photovoltaic cell, which is also known as the barrier layer cell or phototronic cell. So, photovoltaic cell is also known as barrier layer cell or the phototronic cell. In this cell, the radiant energy falling, it generates a current at the interface of the metal plate. So, as the name indicates, photovoltaic cell, here it consists of a metal base plate, and this metal base plate, it is covered by a semiconducting metal. It is covered by a thin layer of semiconducting metal. That is, most commonly used metal is the selenium, and it is deposited on the surface of the metal plate, and after this the semiconducting metal plate is covered by a layer of silver or gold, and when the incident radiation is fall on such a surface, what happens? So actually, in case of photovoltaic cell, what it forms, it is, the first one is the metal base plate. This metal base plate, which is usually covered by a thin layer of a semiconducting substance, which is further covered with the silver or gold layer. Now what usually happens when the light is incident, metal base plate, it is covered by a thin layer of semiconducting substance which is covered by a transparent metal layer such as Ag or Au, and after covering it they are connected to the two electrode. One is the collecting ring and the another one that is connected to the negative electrode. That is when the light radiations, they are incident on the surface of the semiconducting medium such as selenium, then the electrons, they are generated. So these electrons, they are generated at the selenium silver interface. Okay, so when the electrons, they are generated at the selenium silver interface, these electrons are collected by the silver metal plate and they are accumulated on the silver surface. So here, as a result of amount of incident radiation, a voltage is generated. So this generated voltage, it is recorded in the external circuit. So photovoltaic cell, simply it works on the principle of the photoemissive cell and it works without the use of a battery. That means the photovoltaic cell, it generates the current as a result of interaction between the amount of incident radiation. As the incident radiations are there on the metal surface, the electrons, they are generated at the metal plate selenium interface, and these electrons which are generated, they pass through the circuit and the current is recorded in the circuit. So in case of photovoltaic cell, there is no need of a battery and the current is generated as a result of incident radiation. So this is about the first type of a detector. Now we will see what are the advantages and disadvantages of using the photovoltaic cell. So photovoltaic cell, it is completely having a different design. Secondly, the photovoltaic cell, it works on the principle of photoemissive cell. The third is the photovoltaic cell. They work without the use of a battery. And the magnitude of the photocurrent, it is directly proportional to the radiant power. Magnitude of the photocurrent is directly proportional to the radiant power, and these cells, they are very sensitive, particularly in the whole visible region. So they are suitable to use in the visible region. So these are the advantages. Now what are the disadvantages of using the photovoltaic cell? The disadvantages are that the current produced by the cell is readily amplified because of the low internal resistance. So the current produced by the cell cannot be easily amplified. Then the second one is that the photovoltaic cell, they show the fatigue effect. And the third one is that is fatigue effect is shown by the photovoltaic cell, and due to the above characteristics and the disadvantages, these cells are now replaced by the other detectors in the sophisticated spectrophotometer. So the next type of detector which is commonly used is the phototubes, or which is also known as the photoemissive tubes. So the second type of detector is the photoemissive tubes. So phototubes, which are also known as the photoemissive tubes. So in case of the photoemissive tubes, in this the radiant energy falls on the photosensitive solid surface, causes the emission of the radiation. So in case of the phototubes, what it contains an evacuated glass bulb, and inside the glass bulb there is a photoemissive cathode. So inside the photoemissive cathode, so when you actually look at the diagram of phototube, it consists of a evacuated glass bulb. Inside the evacuated glass bulb there is a photoemissive cathode. And it is further connected to the DC supply, which is further connected to the resistance and the amplifier. So this is the diagrammatic representation for the phototubes. It consists of an evacuated glass bulb. Inside the glass bulb there is a photoemissive cathode, which is having a half cylindrical shaped vessel. The inner surface of the cathode is usually coated with the light sensitive material such as oxide of the cesium or potassium or silver, and a metal ring which acts as an anode. So photoemissive cathode and a metal ring acting as an anode, both these cathode anode connected to the DC supply, they will form a photoemissive cell or a phototube. And here the sensitivities of the phototube, they vary as per the wavelength of the incident light and the material which is used as a photosensitive material. So what is the basic characteristic? The cathode is there, it is photoemissive because it is covered with a photosensitive material, and the metal plate is there which is commonly used as an anode, and it forms the phototube. So phototube or a photoemissive tube, this is the second type of the detector. Now after this, the third type of the detector which is used, it is the photomultiplier tube. So photomultiplier tube, it contains a photoemissive surface as well as many other surfaces. So actually it emits a number of electrons from the photosensitive area. So what is actually the principle? The photomultiplier tube, if you see the cross section, then the photomultiplier tube, it usually consists of 9 diodes. So what are the diodes? That is a photomultiplier tube, it consists of a cathode and an anode and the additional electrode which is known as the diode. So how it actually looks, if you see the cross section, of the photomultiplier tube, then it is consisting of a cathode and an anode, and this cathode and anode, they are attached with the number of diodes. So this cathode, anode, and all these are connected together by the diodes. So in this way, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 6, 7, 8 and 9 cathode and anode along with the 9 diodes. This is the arrangement in case of photomultiplier tubes. So photomultiplier, as the name indicates, multiplies. It multiplies the number of electrons. So all these are enclosed in evacuated glass tube, and the photoemissive cathode, it is in the form of a metal plate. So the cathode and anode, if we see, the anode, it is the collector electrode, while the cathode, it is again a photoemissive. So the photoemissive cathode, it releases the number of electrons. These number of electrons are multiplied when it passes through this cycle of the number of diodes, and finally they are collected at the collector electrode. Means one electrode, it will behave as a photoemissive, it will supply you the electron, and the another electrode, it will collect the electron, which is known as the collecting electrode. And we will pass through the series of the diodes. And what is the role of a diode? This whenever a single electron emits the diode, it emits the 2 to 5 several electrons. Usually 2 to 5 electrons are emitted, and therefore cathode, it ejects the electron, anode, it collects the electrons, and these diodes, they multiplies the electron. So what is the role of a diode? It increases the number of electrons and after increasing the number of electrons, along with that it multiplies the amount. That means initially if the number of electrons are 2 to 5, then at the end you will obtain 10 raised to 5 to 10 raised to 7 electrons as a result of this multiplication, or as a result of these different diodes. So this is about the photomultiplier tube. Then what are the advantages if you consider all these three types of detectors, that is photovoltaic cells, phototubes and photomultiplier tubes? Then photomultiplier tube is most commonly used and most widely used detector in the spectrophotometer because it is having the number of advantages. So what are the advantages of the photomultiplier tube, that we will see. So the first advantage is that the response time of a tube is 10 raised to minus 9 seconds. Then second is they are highly sensitive in the UV region as well as the visible region. And the third one, as the output of the tube is several milliamperes, it can be used to measure the radiant powers. So all these are about the detectors: photomultiplier tube, phototubes and the photovoltaic cells. These are the three most commonly used detector. Here the instrumentation of the spectrophotometer is completed. All that we have started with the source of radiation. Then the second most important point is the monochromator. Usually the prisms or the diffraction gratings, which they are used as a monochromator. Third one is the sample container or the cuvette, and the fourth one is the detector. That is, these are the three detectors that we have just discussed in this chapter. So all these components together forms the block diagram or the instrumentation for the spectrophotometer. Thank you.